Sunday school, blessed school, rain or shine, be on time. Never mind what's behind, all you have to do is to be on time. Welcome, boys and girls, to this week's Sunday school video. Today's date, April 26, 2020. Let's recap what we learned from our last video. We learned about Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection. Here are some questions for you, boys and girls. True or false? Did Jesus die to forgive our sins because he loves us? The answer is true. Jesus died for us so we may be forgiven of our sins. Next, boys and girls, was Jesus risen on the first day, the second day, or the third day? Jesus rose on the third day. Good job, boys and girls. Boys and girls, how was your activity? Did you paste your pictures in the correct order? Did you share your story with a friend how Jesus loved us because he died for our sins? I know it must have been great. Now it's story time. Yay! Boys and girls, let's get into today's lesson. Jesus heals. We will learn of the story of how Jesus healed the paralyzed man. This story is found in the books of St. Mark 2, verses 1 to 12, and St. Luke 5, verses 17 to 26.
4 men hurried down the street carrying something very heavy. These men had heard that Jesus was in town, and they had a very important reason to see him. The 4 men, in such a hurry to see Jesus, were carrying a friend, a man who could not stand up or could not walk. He was not able to work or to feed himself. He was helpless. All he could do was lie on his mat day after day, while others waited on him and carried him places. He had no hope of ever walking or moving about. But this poor, helpless man had 4 wonderful friends who believed Jesus could heal him. They ran to him and excitedly said, "Jesus, the great healer, is in town, and you have got to see him. He can heal you. We are sure of that." The helpless man said, "You know that's impossible. I can't get to see Jesus. I can't even walk to get there. Oh, I wish there was some way I could get to Jesus." The 4 friends talked it over and determined that somehow they would take the sick man to see Jesus. One of them said, "I have an idea." "What is it?" the other 3 asked. "All 4 of us are strong and healthy. We can pick up our friend and carry him on his bed to Jesus. We'll put him down right at the feet of Jesus." The 4 men agreed and were excited to take their crippled friends to Jesus. So the 4 friends carried him to the house where Jesus was teaching.
Boys and girls, wouldn't you say it's great what they're trying to do for their sick friend? Have you ever had a friend who was sick and you wanted to help them? Well, it's the same thing in this story. Let's hear what happens next.
When the 4 friends arrived at the house where Jesus was teaching, they saw that the house was completely filled with people, and the yard was full of people. Those who could not get inside the house were outside in the yard. How would they ever get their friend in to see Jesus? They asked some people, "Will you please let us by so we can get our crippled friend to Jesus?" but nobody wanted to move over to let them by. Don't worry, the four men said to their friend. We have another plan. We are not giving up. On the outside of the house were steps leading up to the flat roof. The four friends picked up the crippled man in his bed and carried him right up the stairs and onto the flat roof of the house.
Think about this, boys and girls. What would you do if you could not get inside that house, but your friend really needed to see Jesus?
Up on the roof they laid their crippled friend. Then they stooped down on their knees and began lifting out the tiles of the roof. First they made a small hole in the roof, then a large hole, and finally the hole was big enough to lower the crippled man and his bed right down into the house. They tied ropes to each corner of the crippled man's bed, slowly letting him down right in front of Jesus. Jesus looked at the crippled man and had compassion on him. Jesus knew that the four friends had believed that he could heal their crippled friend. Jesus said to him, "Rise, take up your bed, for you are healed." Immediately the crippled man's body gained strength, and he felt strong enough to get up and walk. The people standing around were amazed that Jesus could heal the crippled man. Many of them believed that Jesus is God, and they also admired the four friends who were determined to get their friends to Jesus.
Now, boys and girls, just like the people standing around Jesus was amazed, sometimes we believe if we are ill for a long time, Jesus cannot heal us, but he can.
The crippled man jumped up. His legs and body were healed. He rolled up his mat he used for a bed, putting it under his arm. He pushed his way through the crowd to join his four friends. That day he went home a healed man. The people did not know what to think. Some were afraid, and all were amazed. Many praised God for what they had seen that day. They said to each other, "We have never seen anything like this before." The four men who showed their friendship to the crippled man were overjoyed with thanksgiving. They were so glad they had brought their friend to Jesus.
Wow! Wasn't that a great story, boys and girls? Do you have friends who need to know about Jesus? You can tell them about Jesus so he can be their friends too. Quiz time, boys and girls. Why did the friends wanted to take the paralyzed man to Jesus? You may pause your video and think of the answer. Great. Next question. Was the paralyzed man healed A, the same time, B, the next day, or C, the next week? You may go ahead, pause your video and tell your answer. Next question. How many friends carried the paralyzed man? I'm sure you got that one right. Tell what the paralyzed man did after he was healed. Woo! Last one. How did they get inside the house? A, through the window, B, through the door, C, through the roof. Great job. For this week's activity, boys and girls, I would like for you to unscramble the sentence to tell the name of this story. Then I would like you to do a role play. Use the assistance of your parents or other siblings to act out the part of the story where the friends laid the paralyzed man in the house And Jesus spoke the words and he was healed. Have fun when doing it. Sunday school,
blessed school,
rain or shine, be on time.
never mind what's behind. All you have to do is to be on time.
Sunday school, blessed school, rain or shine, be on time.
Never mind what's behind.
All you have to do is to be on time. Bye.